It hurt, but don't stop. The workshop smelled of ionized plasma and burnt circuit boards. Lily stood in the doorway of Bay 7, her massive frame barely fitting through the reinforced entrance. Her scales, once gleaming obsidian that reflected starlight like polished mirrors, now appeared dull and cracked. Beneath them, bioluminescent veins pulsed erratically, casting sickly green patterns across her reptilian features. "You're late," Casper said without looking up from his workbench. His hands moved with practiced precision, assembling what appeared to be a quantum resonator from spare parts. 47 minutes late, to be exact. "I almost didn't come," Lily admitted, her voice a deep rumble that vibrated the metal walls. "The others warned me about you. They said humans are dangerous." Casper finally turned, pushing safety goggles up onto his messy brown hair. His eyes, those strange forward-facing predator eyes, studied her without fear. Most species found human eye contact unsettling. Lily was no exception. "Dangerous?" He snorted. "Lady, you're a Draconis Imperium warrior. You've got claws that can slice through battleship hulls and breath that melts titanium. What could possibly scare you about a mechanic?" Lily's tail twitched nervously. "Your kind doesn't understand limits. The Galactic Council banned human technicians from working on living ships after the incident at Proxima Station. That was different." Casper wiped his hands on an oil-stained rag. Captain Morrison was drunk and ignored every safety protocol. "I'm not Morrison." He gestured to the diagnostic chair in the center of the bay. "Now, are you going to let me help you, or are you going to bleed out from neural decay in the next cycle?" The bluntness was typically human. No elaborate courtesies, no ceremonial pleasantries. Just raw, uncomfortable truth. Lily's species had evolved as living starships, their bodies capable of void travel, their minds interfacing directly with technology. But 3 weeks ago, during the Battle of the Helix Nebula, a Krell energy lance had penetrated her dorsal shielding. The wound had closed, but the damage to her bio-neural network remained, spreading like poison through her system. Draconis healers had tried. So had the synthesis priests of Alpha Centauri. All had failed. The corruption was too deep, too intertwined with her cybernetic enhancements. "Your success rate is 73%, Lily said quietly. "That means 27% die." "Die screaming, usually," Casper corrected. He pulled out a case of surgical tools that gleamed with an unnatural edge. "Human neural tech isn't designed for alien physiology. It burns, it rewrites, it forces adaptation." He met her eyes again. "But it works. When it works, it's permanent. Real healing, not just patching." Lily's claws scraped against the metal floor as she approached the chair. "Why do you do this?" "The pay is terrible. The council restricts your licenses. Other species fear you." Casper smiled, but it wasn't a happy expression. "Because you all have given up. You've accepted that some wounds can't be healed, that some damage is permanent." "Humans?" He laughed bitterly. "We're too stupid to accept limitations. We look at impossible problems and think, yeah, but what if we tried anyway?" She settled into the chair, which groaned under her weight. Casper began attaching biomonitors to her scales, his touch surprisingly gentle for someone with such rough hands. "This is going to hurt," he warned. "Human neural integration technology works by forcing your cells to remember what they're supposed to be. It's not gentle. It's not elegant. It's molecular warfare." "I understand," Lily said, though her voice trembled. Casper activated the first sequence. The nanoprobes entered her system through the wound site, and Lily's entire body went rigid. It felt like molten steel flowing through her veins, like every nerve ending was being rewritten in fire. "It hurts," she gasped, her claws gouging marks in the chair's armrests. "I know." Casper monitored the readouts, making micro-adjustments. "Your bio-neural network is fighting the integration. That's normal. Your body thinks it's under attack." The pain intensified. Lily had been shot, stabbed, burned, and irradiated in countless battles. This was worse. This touched something deeper than flesh. It burned at the level of identity of self. "Stop," she begged. "Please, can't stop now," Casper said, his voice firm but not unkind. "We're at the critical junction. Stop now and the damage will be twice as bad. You push through or you die. Your choice." Through tear-blurred vision, Lily watched him work. His hands never hesitated. His focus never wavered. There was something terrifying about human determination. They charged forward where wiser species retreated. "It hurts," she repeated through clenched teeth. "But don't stop, Atta girl. Casper increased the integration rate. See, this is why I like working with Draconis warriors. You're tough enough to survive the cure. Minutes felt like hours. The fire in her veins gradually transformed, became something else, something cleaner. She could feel the corruption retreating, could sense her bio-neural network rebuilding itself according to new parameters. The human nanotechnology wasn't just fixing the damage, it was teaching her cells how to fix themselves. Finally, mercifully, Casper powered down the system. Done. How do you feel? Lily took a shuddering breath. Her bioluminescent veins now pulsed with steady, healthy blue light. The constant pain that had plagued her for weeks was gone. She felt whole. I feel like I've been reborn through fire, she admitted. Yeah, that's pretty much the human medical philosophy in a nutshell. Casper packed away his tools. Come back in 3 cycles for a follow-up. The integration should hold, but I want to make sure. Lily stood, testing her newly repaired systems. Everything responded perfectly, better than before, actually. Why? She asked again. Why hurt us to heal us? Casper paused at the doorway of his workshop. Because sometimes the only way forward is through the pain. Humans learned that lesson the hard way. Over and over again throughout our history. We nearly destroyed ourselves a dozen times before we figured out how to survive. He smiled, and this time it reached his eyes. Figured we might as well share the lesson. As Lily left the station, her scales gleaming with renewed vitality, she understood something about humans that the Galactic Council refused to acknowledge. They weren't dangerous because they were cruel. They were dangerous because they refused to accept that anything was truly impossible. And sometimes that made all the difference.